Sajal, you think like there's some signs we can catch on? Like if, let's suppose like I work in my workplace, and as a third perspective, is there any signs can I catch from the another employee or my coworkers so I can find out early, like they're dealing with some depression, they're dealing with some stress, mental health?
Absolutely. I think that's something that you raised a really good point there, because I think that there's been a lot more disconnection at work with our colleagues, like even pre-COVID. And I think COVID has just now amplified that,
Yeah.
because now we're not even in the same rooms anymore. So I know pre-COVID, I felt that, how many of us really know each other? We don't. It's like hi, bye,
Yeah.
passing while we get our tea or coffee, and that's about it. We don't spend time to say, hey, Harpreet, like, how's your family? And what do you really care about? And let me know you from a deeper level. Like that just doesn't seem to happen anymore. We don't even know our neighbors anymore, right?
Yeah.
So as a society, we've started to lose that deep connection with each other, to even be able to recognize when something's wrong, or to even care sometimes that there's something wrong. So COVID has just amplified this, because now we're not, like I said, not even in the same environments anymore.
Many of us are
So
working from home nowadays.
we're working from home, and it can be very isolating.
Hmm.
So it's, you know, how do you know now? It's going to be tougher to know now, but there are ways. So if you know somebody well enough, if you know their personality a little bit, where you can see that there's a change in behavior,
Hmm.
where someone who is, generally a happy person, is all of a sudden quiet and withdrawn. If
Yeah.
you know somebody who's all of a sudden consistently angry or negative about things, if you notice that someone is just constantly tired, like they just don't look well, they look tired all the time, they look worn, those are signs. But then there's also people like myself, Harpreet. I'm very high functioning. So I could be going through the worst time in my life. My whole life could be falling apart, but I'm really good at hiding it, and still getting things done, and still, meeting my responsibilities, and
Yeah.
being productive. So it's the high functioning people
So
that
when
we
you are that,
often miss.
when you are like that good in hiding emotions, again, like there are still some signs you can show so we can like identify.
Well, I think it's important for the people who know you well to be able to
Hmm.
pick it up. Like, so for instance, when I was going through the really rough time with my husband and his post-traumatic stress, um, there was a time where I stopped connecting with people, and people know me that I'm a connector, and I love talking to people. So I'll keep in touch. And, not a lot of people looked into that. Not a lot of people called or connected, because they get busy in their own lives.
Hmm. Yeah.
And probably I lost some friends because some people just thought, oh, well, she's just not talking to us, or she's not interested, or she's gone. Well, instead, they could have been asking, is there something wrong? Because Sajel would usually keep in touch. Sajel would usually, give us a call. We haven't heard from her in weeks. We haven't heard from her in months. What's going on?
Yeah.
There was one person, one out of all the people that I know, all the people that are my friends, one that said, hey, I haven't heard from you in a long time. Are you okay?
Wow.
And that one person made a huge difference in my ability to find the motivation to come back. It took just one. So, my question to the people out there is, who haven't you heard from? Who is acting a little bit differently than what you'd expect? And
Mhm.
could you be that one person for them? It's just a matter of a phone call sometimes.
And for them, like instead, even like phone calls are the best way, but what are the other ways they can approach to them?
Doing something kind, just reminding the person that you're there. I send cards and written letters all the time. I'm old school that way. I can also send an email if I want to be quick, right? Just letting the person know you're there, that you're thinking of them,
You're there
that
for
they
them.
matter,
Mhm.
that they matter. That's what's important. So you could find any way to express that. I think we
Wow.
all have different ways of doing that.